Hey, and welcome to HopCast.
Thanks for drinking with us, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
And today's an extra special bitter.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, nice job. Yeah, I love this. A style that seems to be swept underneath the rug recently.
And it comes back, I feel like around this time, like before Irish Red season, there might be some bitters that show up.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with extra special bitter or ESB, it's an English style of beer. Not actually bitter historically, although we do have a Three Floyds beer, so it could be bitter. And so very rich and malty style of British beer.
Right.
So
yeah, we got two local guys. We got Three Floyds in Indiana and Arcade here in Chicago.
And look, they're using the same bottle.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Arcade, maybe just drank a bunch of Three Floyds. And
they homebrew styled it and just ripped the labels off. Like, we're going to save some money. All right. Well, which way you want to go first?
Let's go Three Floyds first.
Okay.
We have had a lot of Three Floyds. We haven't had this one. I don't think we've ever done, after the hundreds of episodes, we repeated beers. So this is a Three Floyds beer we haven't done.
Boom. All right.
Let's do it.
Great.
So that poured out kind of like a dark cherry color.
Mm-hmm. Little murk to it on this one.
Yeah. But I feel like most ESBs are kind of just dark and murky.
At least this would be a typical color.
Yeah.
For ESB for me, they can range from this to super brilliant.
Okay.
Yep.
So the clarity does it.
It's not style-wise. It's not like Belgian wit would
be,
you know. I mean, you could even like British cask pours will be brilliant for certain ESBs.
Oh, okay. But nice malt sweetness.
Yeah, I like the mingling of that kind of toasty, biscuity malt character on the nose and the slight hop addition that they've made.
Yeah. And for Three Floyds, it's not like a crazy, here's the hops.
No, it's not.
Let's give it a taste.
Very inviting.
It smells great.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's nice. It has like a tropical candy taste there at the end for me.
Yeah, and you know what the interesting thing about this is I had it on draft earlier today, and it tastes completely different.
Oh, really?
Than it did when it was on draft.
What it tastes?
I thought it was a little bit thin on draft, and I'm getting a lot more rich malt character out of this beer, and it's way less bitter than it was on draft as well. So I'm not sure if they had the right beer. It's like that
it's
far
that different.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because this isn't bitter at all. It's really smooth, sweet, like inviting.
And we discovered, there were some similarities with this name and the label from another Three Floyds beer that we remembered, the Admiral Lord Nelson.
Yeah, which was super like funky looking.
Also an ESB.
Yeah.
So we've done a little bit of research. It seems as though they've had to change the name of that beer for whatever reason when they put it into a package.
Well, the other one wasn't packaged.
It was packaged, wasn't it?
So I think maybe this one's just slightly changed on the previous Lord Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
But
I remember liking that beer too.
Yeah.
Sounds like they've done some tweaks, but to me it's minor.
Maybe they did the hop addition in the rear at the end.
Just for the draft.
Just for the the new one. They're like, stick in the rear.
That's late edition hopping.
Yeah.
It's just called rear end hopping.
I don't know what they're doing there.
This is a very, very pleasant beer. I wish more people made beers like this.
Right. So is this more of a traditional ESB, or like what are you usually looking for?
No, it's definitely an Americanized ESB.
I feel like it's not as malt heavy as maybe a ESB usually is.
Right. It's got good malt character, but I mean British ESBs are like very rich malt sweetness. Mm-hmm. This is still fairly dry. It just has a nice kind of toasty character to it.
Right. Okay.
So certainly an American take. But what I do like about it is that, like you said, it's just not overly hopped. Like, it seems like everything American is now.
So why is the bitter there? Like, what's the naming? What's the reason for the name? Because you think bitter, you think IPA bitter, like the bite.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think historically, these were hoppier than other beers were at the time, but that was a long time ago. So obviously beer has progressed to the point where, especially now in America, everyone's in love with hops.
Yeah.
I don't know, Ryan Bryan might fucking tell me I'm wrong on the internet.
We should have had him on this one.
But as far as I know, that's how I've always interpreted it. Like, at the time, this was a bitter beer for people, but today's standards, not so much.
Okay.
So I know that a lot of people are turned off by that term. They're like, oh, I don't like bitter beers. I'm like, well, it's not a bitter beer.
Yeah.
I understand it's a dumb name, but
okay, but it's special.
It is extra special.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to finish off this bottle and then try the arcade one to see how this new brewery is doing this old style. Yeah,
it's a great point. Kind of a risky move for someone jumping out of the gate. It's not the certainly doesn't have the shelf pull for people. Like, oh, extra special bitter, I gotta grab me one of them. Yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah, glad they're sticking to it, and can't wait to try it.
Yeah. So, cheers. Let's finish this up.
Cheers.
All right, we continue this extra special episode with some Final Level.
With more extra special bitters.
So we're moving on to the boss. Yeah,
so Arcade, fairly new brewery out of Chicago. We've done some stuff with them in the past. Mm-hmm. And
they're brewing out a ale syndicate space, like they're doing like this co-op space kind of thing.
Right. And nice dudes up there.
Drinking Three Floyds beers and putting their labels on them.
Saving on glass costs. All they have to do is buy expensive Three Floyds beer.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure it's way cheaper that way, right? Guys, we gotta drink 800 of these today.
Drink a bunch of $12 bombers. You got work to do. Anyways, so obviously Arcade Brewery. They have a lot of arcade-themed beers. This is called Final Level. There's like a demonic Mario on here. Playful, very fun. Yeah, everyone likes Mario.
Let's open it up and give it a taste.
Let's drink some Mario.
Well, this guy poured out probably about a similar color, maybe a little darker, but murkier. Murky?
Murker.
Cotton in my mouth.
Freddie Mercury. I think pretty similar looking beers.
Yeah. I feel like it's richer looking for some reason.
Ooh, good malt aroma on this.
Way different aroma.
Maybe a touch sweeter, but still has some toasty character to it. Mm-hmm. Not aggressively hopped as well.
No, I feel like it's going to be like a bigger mouthfeel. Like just smelling it and the sweetness. It's going to...
This one actually smells more traditional to me. Like more British. Cheers.
To the Queen.
That bitch.
Whoa, that's like a totally different beer. Well, it is a different beer, but it's like that just does not taste like the same style. Wow.
It's got like a candy-like sweetness too, but toasty, biscuity malt character. Mm-hmm. as you would expect and want.
But it's like oddly thin. Like there's something like thin about it. It's not like the maltiness is like filling your mouth. It's kind of like all on the front. Mm. Like it's not a biscuit. I don't know.
And I get like there's like a tropical note to it.
For me, maybe the hop that they're using is a.
So it has this like very traditional malt character and then this like tropical little hoppy thing going on, but it's not like assertive or anything. It's actually kind of pleasant. I don't know if this label says it. This is the government warning, which is in purple font on black
I guess they don't want you to read that. But other than that, it doesn't say much about the beer. It's
I like it.
It's good, yeah. It definitely feels like a different beer. I feel like the Three Floyds one was more easy drinking. There's something like maybe too candy sweet here, but it's not like bad. It's just different and.
Yeah, for me, it has a larger mouthfeel than the other, and that's more what I expect when I hear ESB is kind of like that rich mouthfeel. So I could see how you would think it was maybe candy-like or sweet. I don't really think it's like overly sweet, but it's certainly like a richer body to it.
Okay. So what's the most standard ESB? Like, what are people gonna see?
Fuller's
Okay.
ESB is a big one, especially and you can get it almost everywhere, I think.
Let's see. Is Old Sprinkle Hen ESB? Is that a?
That's a good question. I was actually just at that brewery. Man, Old Speckled Hen it's kind of a weird beer. It's like so British.
That's a good beer. It's an English bitter, so it's not a English special bitter. Because similar, right? That's a similar.
Similar, like extra special would just be like a little amped up version of that.
Okay, but we got the Sawtooth. That's pretty popular. And then, yeah, there's a lot of people that make them, but nothing like huge. But maybe that Fuller's is probably the biggest.
It's not a sexy style. I mean, from us, Honkers is our bitter at Goose.
Is that just an English bitter? That's not an ESB.
No, it's an English bitter.
It's just an English bitter.
Yeah, we used to make a beer called Harvest Ale. That was an ESB.
Okay. Is the special like the specialty malt, or is that?
It's just
is it like a double
designation for like a higher, like a more amped up version of that? So like,
a double
bigger
English bitter.
I think they would use that term before Imperial was a thing, or like double this.
Okay, why doesn't anyone make a
extra special IPA?
Yeah, or a special IPA, and that's a double IPA, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Or a special porter is a stout.
No one was like doing their history.
Special porter stout.
Or I could be wrong. I'll just have to ask Ryan Bride.
Okay, but these both come in at just over 6%. What's the Goose's Honkers come in? That's like 4.
It's like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4.3.
Okay.
So that's like English bitter, extra special bitter. I think this is like on the high end for even ESB.
Okay.
I would typically think they top out around 6.
Okay.
But Americans taking their liberties.
That's why it's extra special.
That's
not just special.
Extra.
Bigger. In Texas, it's bigger. These are both great beers. I'm glad, I've had a handful of things from Arcade. I've had their Mega Milk Stout with like the Mega Man on it. That's good beer. They got that grapefruit beer. They got a couple other ones that I'm blanking on now.
Yeah, they're a cool little operation. Do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been
Three Floyds.
kind of fun seeing them grow too. And obviously, yeah, Three Floyds.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Three Floyds.
Jerks. No.
Jerks because they can be.
Jerks because they make such good beer. Charge me for it. Yeah, I'd say definitely it's fun trying like brown ales that you don't see very often. ESBs, English bitters.
Remember years ago there was brown ales. We used to drink brown ales like crazy. And now you just don't really see this kind of stuff anymore. No one's thinking that malt is very sexy right now.
Yeah, those Irish Reds should be coming out soon too.
Should be. Yeah, probably out right now.
Oh, yeah.
We used to like those.
Let's get out of here and get ourselves some Irish Reds.
So, yeah, I think we'll close by saying drink more traditional beer, keep the stuff alive.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.